Good afternoon, everybody. This is Sharkit speaking, and here we are with another round of the Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Challenge Cup. Um, Here I'm going to be like to have Grubble on this commentary today, and we're going to have these matches between DaveLindo versus craigSMB3 and magooisadorable versus RickyofKokiri. Um, this seat pretty much is going to be all question marks and all and end cards are going to be disabled, and the hammers, well, we're not gonna know if they actually break locks or not. And as we can see, runners are going to be pretty much starting out in this World 5 layout, and they're in counter 7-4 right now. This is basically our first level. So, hey, Grovel, how's it going?
Oh, it is going great. I am so excited for this Challenge Cup race. We've got some four extraordinary runners, and I use that word very seriously because that just shows how good the SMB3 community has gotten to the point where all four of these runners are very exceptional runners. They all went and played in groups that were very difficult. Some of these guys were in groups with like DLP, with Human Mustard, with some of those guys, and they are extraordinary runners. And these guys still put up sensational fights. So this is going to be an extraordinary match, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. We can see that the second level in this layout, it's pretty much one of the hands, and the reward for these hands are some frog suits. So maybe we can actually see some frog suit action later on.
Absolutely, and that is always a good time as well. Frog suit, best suit.
Well, we can see DaveLindo actually using it for 5-1, but he got rid of it by using the leaf. But yeah, he took damage and he lost the leaf as well.
Yeah, and the frog suit, not a really bad decision, especially going to the 5-1 here. You don't know what's happening early. You don't know what's going on. You just exited 7-1, or 7-4, I should say, with a small Mario. You know, it helps to get started early, to get started fast. And so far, it's working very well for DaveLindo. He is off to a flying start at this point as he breezes through the Navy.
Yeah, and here we can actually see craigSMB3 just finishing out the Hammer Bro well, I think that all four runners actually fought the Hammer Bro and they had a star, so they can possibly use it like for some bro fights, or maybe, you know, entering a level when you don't have any power-ups. You know, some type of safety measure.
I do have to agree. I think that's a very good safety measure, like you said, because these runners are not going to be able to get a whole lot of items as we turn off the end card game. So the matches just aren't going to happen. You're not going to get random items like that. But the hammer is still a top tier item, we think, because we don't know, like you said, we don't know if the locks are going to break with hammers or not. So these runners are going to be looking for a couple of fights with Boomerang Brothers. They're going to be looking for a couple of different things so that they could possibly get into a hammer and figure out what it does, if it helps or not. And that is going to change the strategy quite a bit.
Oh no, we were basically watching DaveLindo that he was at the same run with magooisadorable. They were both fighting Roy, but apparently DaveLindo took a death because lame hitbox, you know. Always the Koopalings have like this weird hitbox when it comes to randomizer.
Yeah, absolutely. Those hitboxes are very deadly for sure, like you mentioned. And basically how that occurs is when the Koopa goes into a spin and then comes out of it, there's just a brief fraction of a moment. And of course, we as runners like to try to anticipate that. And, you know, sometimes we anticipate it a little too well, a little too quick. And as soon as they break out of that Koopaling spin, we immediately take damage because there's just no room for the game to realize, wait a second, they were open. I still had him as closed, therefore you take damage instead of the Koopaling taking damage.
I definitely didn't know about that one. Like, seriously, I thought that like the hitbox was actually the same, like when the Koopa is not in its shell state. But yeah, that's definitely a good thing to know. So apparently, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't know if I'm actually mistaken, but I got to see an anchor as a reward for finishing off War One. Hopefully, it's a really useful item.
Absolutely, and we'll have to wait and see for sure, as the first fortress is immediately attached to the first lock you come to in World 2. So really not a lot of variance from any of our runners so far. We've had just a couple of unfortunate deaths. Currently, we've got magooisadorable and craigSMB3 working on the pyramid, having just a little bit of a problem with this enemy set, but really still pretty close for all of our runners. DaveLindo just about a level behind, and RickyofKokiri about 3 at this, or I'm sorry, just about a level behind as well. These guys are very close.
Yeah, they were pretty much like in the same level right now, so there's no significant lead right now. So let's see what's actually is going to happen right now. Oh, Crava actually taking a fanfare that might actually make him lose a little bit of a seconds. That's a good opportunity to leave Lindo to catch up. But he also gets a fanfare, so Craig is still ahead.
You know, I gotta admit, I do like the decision to go ahead and do a fanfare early. You get those lives in. You still haven't seen World 3. You still haven't seen a whole lot of things from the siege so far. So having that little bit of extra insurance is just a really good idea. You know, there's any guess as to what levels are coming up next. You could have Atlantis, you could have 7-5 with a boss pass or a fire nipper. So there's a lot of really scary levels yet to come. And if you have a little bit of added protection, that's just a really good decision at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Without even mentioning that sometimes, well, what I was about to mention, you can encounter some really nasty hammer bro fights, and indeed, we got to see magooisadorable dying, from the fire bros, and apparently the anchor it's a fire flower. So, oh my god. They were pretty much stuck in one of the gatekeeper levels, like 7-6, that you have to do the clip. DaveLindo actually gets a little bit of an advantage here because he actually got the clip first. And magooisadorable is going to play the level because he just he lost his flower. And speak of the devil about 7-5, you actually summoned it, Grovel.
That tends to be what I do. I usually talk about a deadly level and there it shows up. So, DaveLindo with a beautiful play on that 7-6. Meanwhile, we've got craigSMB3 still working on it. So a huge swing in the favor of DaveLindo, and currently going after a few clips in 7-5. I like to see this. Now, a very risky play comes out on the side of magooisadorable. I'm a little surprised he actually didn't go for a pipe clip there. It's one that some of the runners will use in a 100% run, as it avoids the need to go through that top section. But magooisadorable decided to take a cloud, and now is going into 7-5 with the frog suit that he had. So he completely bypassed 7-6. Now it's working on 7-5. If he takes a death here, though, that's going to mean the cloud was wasted.
Yeah. Make sure that there's not like a nasty enemy set in this maze, this crazy maze, because seriously, what the enemies that you shouldn't even try, to do some clips or anything are the fire jumps, some of the boss battles, or maybe including the cheap chips are quite annoying in this level. And we can see actually Craig and and Ricky doing like the same thing, like entering from the top part of the 7-5, and they're pretty much synchronized or something.
Yeah, these guys are very, very close. They actually clipped at the exact same time. So the clip was synced. The start of 7-5 has been synced so far. Literally, the only difference is one of them has a fire flower.
Oh, and Craig actually taking some damage, and now he's a small Mario. He should play it really carefully right now.
thankfully, there are a few places within this level that do have power-ups. You have to know where they are. This, of course, is one of them for Craig. The other is to the left side. You can only get up there by jumping on something, though, as it is high up on the wall. But that is also another possibility, or you go down from the top. But I don't believe any of our runners will do that this time. A mushroom should be sufficient, and hopefully Craig can get through without any further issues.
And now we can see DaveLindo and magooisadorable in the World 3 airship. What do you think is going to be the next world?
I gotta go with one of my personal favorites and say World 3. I think of no World 3 is in order.
I'm going to say that it's World 7 because, you know, it's that type of like equalizer when it comes to, you know, the recognition of knowing which pipe is going to lead to the third island, but definitely it's going to be like awesome to watch like early on the seed.
Absolutely. And with how good these guys are, there's a lot of pretty similar strategies that they will use here. And with World 7, that's anybody's guess. That's not strategy, that's luck in a lot of ways. So World 7 could be very interesting to see what happens. World 6 on the side of DaveLindo and magooisadorable will be right behind him here. That's going to get interesting because World 6 is just anyone's guess.
But yeah, definitely. Someone, coordinator in chat actually guessed it. And now we can see RickyofKokiri heading to World 6 as well. I'm impressed that actually both of the runners didn't opt to go to the basement of this fort, but they're playing like really carefully, and definitely that actually paid off. So they could actually grab a fire flower, well, at least on the side of magooisadorable. And now we have DaveLindo in 2-3 with an angry song.
Meanwhile, craigSMB3 had the castle open, but decided to go after a boomerang brother instead. He'll be rewarded with a mushroom, as RickyofKokiri is also punching his ticket to World 6.
Oh, DaveLindo just took a death from the angry son right before finishing the level. That is pretty much something that you don't like to see. And now he entered to the other level that it was on his way, and that's 4-4.
Absolutely. And Randomizer has this really terrible habit of making you feel like you are way far behind. And DaveLindo is playing that he's a little bit concerned here, I think. I think that's probably the best way that I can describe it. And rightfully so. You know, you've taken a couple of deaths. Usually that kind of tilts the mind. You start getting a little salty about things. And then you take another death. And then you take another death. And really, he's a great runner. He just needs to calm down and play his game. I mean, he's ahead, and he doesn't appear to be acting like it.
Yeah, but including like what are the things that he has encountered, you know, like entering 7-6, he had to waste like the cloud, I guess, that he did with the 7-6, and well, like having his inventory like empty is something like it can actually makes you feel like quite behind as well, because, you know, maybe the other player has, you know, power up so he can go through the levels like easily, or you never know. It's randomizer, so everything can happen here.
Yes, you are absolutely correct. And interestingly enough, World 6 is going to be the world that has 3 fortresses in the seed, which means that at least 2 of them are, well, I take that back, all 3 are required by way of the route. So the best case scenario for magooisadorable right now is to go through this Hammer Brother fight, play that fortress. If it opens up the pipe or the lock at the top, then he will be able to progress on without having to play an extra level or 2. So now we get a look at our first hammer. I'm interested to see what Magoo does here with it.
Well, he actually used the hammer to break the lock, and he's encountered one F, and that's not like a 4 that is going to be required at all. I'm not sure, but you know, with this layout, it's going to be actually interesting to see like which one is going to be required, since DaveLindo is also in 4F2.
So interestingly enough, neither one of these is actually going to be a required fortress. The only reason that they would be required is that they are in the way. It's just a routing thing. We see two locks on the screen, and likely the bridge, if there was a bridge that was required, it would be at the very end with Lemmy. So if that fortress was required at the very beginning, then you've played it already, you can move on easily. So World 1 Fortress, not a bad choice there. And it looks like RickyofKokiri has found out what I was thinking, and that's breaking the lock at the top of the screen. And really, more than anything, just to see if you get the knowledge.
And we got to see that from magooisadorable that the lock that he destroyed with 1F was the one that it was literally like early on the layout, like the one we could actually see from RickyofKokiri's side. But since DaveLindo actually went back to to the fort that to the pipe that had like a lock to its side, he could actually skip the 1F, and they were both like in the same level, like now that they're already in 1-4 as well.
Absolutely, and actually, while you were just mentioning that, we just got our first look, and the jury is in. Hammers do not break locks. So RickyofKokiri just found out the hard way that a hammer will not break a lock, but he now has the information. Who does not have the information, though, is magooisadorable. So Magoo is going to have to figure that out still if he wants to use the hammer on the lock, and then of course we'll figure out that that's not actually the case. So a very good choice on the side of Magoo to go ahead and use the hammer there, because that's a fortress you don't have to play.
Yeah, they're both pretty much finishing up this Lemmy fight, and they're off to World 4. Meanwhile, Craig is not that far behind, and he's already in the waterfall level, while RickyofKokiri is barely in 4F2. He was pretty much trying to jump over that boo, but I think that he went really back. I mean, he went way too back, and oh my god, now he took a death. That was really unfortunate from RickyofKokiri's side, and he opts to actually break the rock and go to 1F.
I think this is a very interesting decision. He started 4F2, which is paired actually. 4F1 was at the beginning of World 6, and now we have World 1 thrown into the mix. But I find this very interesting that he played the level, had issues with it, came back out, used a hammer to move on. I mean, it's almost like the same as using a cloud on it, honestly.
Now we can see actually from DaveLindo and magooisadorable fighting magooisadorable actually had a coin shift for some reason, while DaveLindo didn't have one. So both they actually got a POing at the end, and we can see like a divergence on the levels that were around this fort in this World 4 layout. That one of them is 7-9 and the other one is 5-7. No, 5-6. No, 5-5. I'm sorry.
No trouble at all. And 5-5, definitely the one that you want to get there, as magooisadorable is still just flying through this race so far. Really doing a great job. I'm very proud of his performance. This is going very well at this point. So as he continues on to World 4, it looks like he's going to have one more fortress and be going into World 5 very quickly afterwards. And there's just not going to be a whole lot left.
Now let's see if actually this is the fort that is going to be required to build a bridge, so he can move to the World 5. Meanwhile, DaveLindo is right now escaping from 7-9. This level actually, it's apparently faster if you go for all the clips like in the bottom section, but with the enemies randomized, you can pretty much take some damage and not being able to clip at all. So the best option in this case is just opting to go to the normal routing.
Absolutely. It looks like we did have a cloud come up on the side of DaveLindo from a Boomerang Brother fight that he just took. So that will come in handy for sure, especially as hammers do not break locks. So the hammers are really not as valuable this time. But thankfully, the hammers will still break rocks, which is nice, but then the cloud will still skip levels, which could be huge.
Oh my god, and we got to see that magooisadorable actually took a death right at the end of um this fort because he couldn't despawn a boo that it was waiting for him right next to the pipe. So that was really unfortunate on his side, but now hopefully he doesn't take more damage and he's well. Now he got to despawn the boo, so figure. But apparently this was the fort that it was required. So because DaveLindo is right now just fighting up the nerd of Iggy.
And a hitbox there does cause him to have to play just a little bit safer on that last hit, but thankfully he was able to go through, and we'll be now moving on to World 5. So more than half the run done, and these runners looking very tight so far.
Indeed. We can actually see that RickyofKokiri is the only one that is kind of behind, but at least this World 4 is not that long, so he can actually catch up like in a few. Right now, Craig is fighting up the Boom Boom from 5F2, and well, we get to see that magooisadorable is fighting Iggy being a small Mario, so hopefully he doesn't get hitbox.
Absolutely something you do not want to see, especially on the side of the runner. I mean, for RickyofKokiri, I'm sure he'd love to see it, get a chance to come back into this a little bit. You're right, World 4 was not very long, but neither is this race. He needs to start making some moves, needs to start getting through some of these a lot quicker, making a lot of really good decisions. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at a world difference going into World 8, and that's a hard place to come back from.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure that he might actually catch up since this World 3 layout doesn't seem like it's going to be like a really short and sweet World 3. Because there were a lot of levels that you have to go through to start your recognition missions on throughout the layout. And we don't see any logs like on this early part at this early part of the map. So maybe a fort is actually required to get into this bridge. I mean, Wendy's castle or airship.
Absolutely, and a lot left to go. It looks like RickyofKokiri also picked up that cloud as well. So looking like a lot of levels on the left-hand side. Definitely going to be interesting to see what's on the right. We do have 5 pipes on this mainland island. Of course, one of them will lead us to Windy, so I think that's going to be the big question mark for our runners here.
Indeed, we can see right now DaveLindo doing part of the recognition. He looks like there's a level on his way, but I'm not sure like where are the rest of the pipes because yeah, this World 3 it's really looking like it's going to be like a long one.
Very much so. I'm still having trouble figuring out everything myself. I think DaveLindo, before he went into 7-2, came out the first pipe he found and found himself right next to, or he's in 7-2, he found himself right next to a level, which is the one he's playing now, and didn't decide to leave it or anything, which I find interesting, because he had another level he could have played into a fortress and also have the pipe at 3-4 where it's normally located.
Yes, right now by DaveLindo finishing up this level, we can actually check out if there's some sort of lock or anything, and apparently not. So maybe the lock is actually guarding up the Wendy's airship. And right now we get to see magooisadorable entering 6-9. Not sure if he's going to take a death and use one of his P-wings or if he's going to play the level normally. Apparently, it's going to play the level normally.
I think DaveLindo having just a little bit of a problem with his routing here. He went ahead and played the top level of the 2 in World 3. If the bridge needs to be built, and that is the correct pipe to Wendy, that will mean an extra level that he has to play. This could be a good chance for Craig to make some ground up.
Alright, we're going to check out DaveLindo. He finds the pipe to Wendy and it's not. So yeah, indeed, he needs to build up that bridge. yeah, he's double checking to make sure like it's something missing there. So right now DaveLindo, DaveLindo is entering 6-9, and Magooey just realized that he needs to play the fourth in case to build a bridge. So I'm guessing that he's going to track back to actually enter the fourth and get to the pipe that leads to Wendy. While DaveLindo is actually trying to do the wall jump, he just bailed right now, and I'm not sure as well that he's going to take a death, or yeah, he's going to take a death.
Interesting on the side of Dave. He will look like kind of reconsider his options here, and then we'll be trying to fly. I'm surprised he didn't take a P-Wing. It looked like he was actually thinking about that. But now he's just going to try for the small Mario clip jump. Had the bit there, but didn't quite get it. We'll see if he's able to get that here in just a moment.
But wait up, craigSMB3 is not that far behind right now because he completed 6-9, so he's going to have the lead and enter to the fourth before DaveLindo. So pretty much craigSMB3 just turned the tables right now for his match, and he's actually ahead. And he was pretty much a lot behind that DaveLindo, so this is going to be definitely an interesting match.
Oh, for sure. Both these guys are really solid runners, and we had to have expected this. If I had any guesses at all, it's that we were definitely going to the best of three here, because all four of these runners just really did a great job in the tournament. I was on comms for I think all four of them at one point or another, and just really great talent. You know, if they keep playing at this level, they keep pushing, they keep learning the randomizer, because it's different from the original game. It is a lot different. So if they keep learning it, figure out its quirks, its little problems, little tips, tricks, things like that, these guys are going to come back and just be exceptional runners next year, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah, indeed. Right now, craigSMB3 is opting to play another fight. He's going to lose some seconds in here, but I'm not sure if he's going to use the cloud to actually escape that 6 tile right there. Wait, no, he's going to enter. It's apparently 7-3. Well, actually, RickyofKokiri is not getting behind. Also, like he got to catch up on this World 3 layout. Like I mentioned, it's pretty much a really long one, but let's see what is going to be his decisions towards to find his way to the right now. Apparently, he's not going to do like the same thing as DaveLindo did, so he's going to actually ditch those levels that they were in the right side, and he's pretty much going to straight to the fourth right there. We can see actually DaveLindo and craigSMB3 in the same level right now, so they're pretty much neck to neck.
Absolutely. We have virtually a sync up here as both players are going to be using P-Speed to get to their fight with Wendy. Now, one thing that Craig does have over DaveLindo is a nice set on Wendy and a fire kill, so that's going to put him just a little bit ahead yet again. And now we have our, I don't know, like 17th leadership change at this point.
Indeed. We're going to see like what's going to, well, we're actually thrilled to see what's going to happen like on this race in between them. Well, now we can see RickyofKokiri finishing off 6-9, so he's not that behind from magooisadorable right now. So hopefully he can catch up on the next world.
Absolutely, and it looked like he was interested in seeing what was coming up next. He'll get some really good information here as he finds out which pipe is the correct one. And what I love so much about RickyofKokiri's play here is it's smart. He's not playing extra levels. He's not doing things. I said that, and he almost went into that 7 panel. But he's not doing extra things. He doesn't need it. He's going for what he knows and what he needs. And this is what I talked about earlier with some of the runners, is you've already got the World 3 Fortress panel, and then you've got the fortress right below it. Play those. And thankfully, RickyofKokiri was able to see the route well enough to say, hey, wait, I need a fortress. There's one fortress. I should go play that first. And hasn't played an extra level. So the time save here has been real.
Oh my god, and the divergence in here in between DaveLindo and craigSMB3 just left me like really mind blown, because craigSMB3, check out that one of the early pipes that he could enter, it leads out to this second island, but he decided to cloud this level that actually it's 7-1, the level that DaveLindo is right now, and craigSMB3 actually got to actually find, like the promised land of World 7 layout. So hopefully, well, there's 2 locks like in the same island, so hopefully that fort that we can actually see on SMB3 side, it's the one that it's required, maybe to finish up this World 7 layout, or is he going to actually track back to find the fort that he actually needs? This is pretty much really amazing, definitely.
Well, you kind of have to think 7-6 was such a problem for craigSMB3 earlier, and to be able to skip 7-1, that can go in anyone's favor at any point in time, or it could be in your unfavor and just really hurt you as you're trying to run, and it takes a lot of times to get the clip in, and then you finally do, and you've wasted so much time, and now you're feeling like you're behind again, which in this case absolutely is true. So Craig with a huge skip there, I applaud, because even though it was just 7-1, it was 7-1.
Yeah, definitely. You can see craigSMB3 entering into the fort, and it's apparently Fort Knox, so it's not going to take the death and actually, take the P-win and fly. So he's going to do like the traditional way of going to take the Tanuki soon. Maybe we can see actually the special message from the airship, in case you know that this is like the fort required.
That is absolutely correct. We do have 2 forts. There's a very good possibility that 7F2 could be required here. And of course, we will have to figure that out once we get Fort Knox completed, which craigSMB3 is doing his best to get done as quickly as he can.
Yeah, I think that he missed out like the place that he needs to, jump and start flying, but he's right there fighting the boomer right now. Meanwhile, RickyofKokiri just beat up Wendy, so he might actually catch up on this World 7 layout. So let's see what's going to happen right now. Ooh, and that is not the fort that is required, so our runners are definitely going to track back and look out for that they need. Oh, luckily it's actually just around the corner, so he's not going to, is still doing some recon mission right now.
Absolutely, and I think we do have a hot take in the chat. Somebody asking for come on S7F2. I'm going to have to reiterate that, and I hope we have a lot of the Venus fire traps, because I sure would like to see a tough 7F2. Show everybody what these guys are made of.
Well, to be honest, yeah, I'm actually waiting that fort is 7F2 as well, so I mean, I don't know if that is actually something mean, but 7F2, it's a really equalizer fort, to be honest. But but unfortunately, it's not, and it's 5F1.
Yeah, I think fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what side of the controller you are on. But we haven't seen it yet. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We do still have another world, and then World 8, which is responsible for 4 fortresses. So there definitely could be one.
Yeah, definitely. Now DaveLindo is actually trying to look where the fort it is, and he's not lucky. While craigSMB3 just found it, just completed, and he's on his way actually to defeat Ludwig. So, and right now RickyofKokiri just found like the promised land as well, but I'm not sure like if he already beat the force. I think he hasn't, but I know that magooisadorable is just on his way to actually finish off 5F1.
RickyofKokiri taking a little bit of a safer route on this 8-2, which I can't say I blame at all for, because that cheat sheet will stay on the screen, and if it does disappear at all, it will show up right underneath you. So a very terrifying place to be. Unfortunately, RickyofKokiri just not able to quite make that jump, and we'll also need to figure out which is the correct fortress. So we will see him in 7-4-1 here in just a moment.
Oh, and craigSMB3 actually had some troubles to fight off Ludwig because of a bad early jump that he made, but luckily Ludwig was just a 2-hitter coupling, so he's out, and now he's entering to World 7. Right now. Sorry, go ahead.
So it looks like RickyofKokiri decided to be a little bit more strategic and safe this time. I think this is a really good decision, especially for the mind of the runner, because as you progress through this level, as you progress and have just a really terrible time, and once you've died once, maybe twice, you know, that really starts to set in like, hey, I'm wasting too much time here. And he made the decision to go ahead and use the P-Wing, so he was able to fly over those couple parts of the level that were very difficult, and for that, I do applaud him for that.
To be honest, you read my mind, and I was about just to mention about like the decision of RickyofKokiri. But you actually take it, and right now we can see DaveLindo getting some troubles remembering which one was the pipe that led to, you know, the promised land. And apparently, like, he just went back to the beginning of the map, and he's desperately trying to look after where the pipe was. And right now, magooisadorable, it's just finishing up this World 6. Not that far behind, it's RickyofKokiri, and now craigSMB3 was struggling with 6F2.
One of the fun fortresses for sure, and DaveLindo still having some issues. Doesn't know how to get back to the third island, the promised land. Just, you hate to see it, but that is part of what makes it the great equalizer. It is a maze, and it lives up to its name quite often in the randomizer. 2-5 on the side of magooisadorable, one of my favorite levels in World 2. It's a quick one if you can get some P-speed. Obviously, this is randomizer. You have no idea what lies ahead. So best to play it a little bit safer. magooisadorable has a pretty substantial lead at this point. You don't want to lose that, especially not going into World 8, because that in and of itself could be an even bigger equalizer, considering there's just a whole lot of variables that could change the output. Whatever happens, there is a lot that can happen. So, you know, Magoo wanting to play a little bit on the safer side, I can't say I blame him for it at all, as he does go into World 8 here soon.
Alright, and right now we got to see... I have my a little bit of a confused moment right now, because RickyofKokiri entered to Fort Knox with a tail, but he still did, you know, the Tanuki route, but he didn't grab the Tanuki suit. So I'm not sure if that was something that he was planning on, or maybe, you know, like maybe he thought he didn't think about, like, you know, having a tail at all. But right now we can see him like just playing 3-6, playing kind of slow and, you know, safe with that enemy set, and he's on his way out of there, while craigSMB3 is going through 8F, and at the same time magooisadorable is in the same level, but, you know, just in the first section. And craigSMB3 just missed the entrance of the, you know, to the to the boom boom fight, but he actually gets the meme clip, so that's cool to watch.
Yeah, an excellent time for sure. And going back to Ricky in the 7F1 fort, that is a really difficult place to be in. In one word, I can sum up all of what just happened, and that's nerves. RickyofKokiri is wanting to play his best here. I know he's felt like he hasn't maybe lived up to that potential, but you really have to put all that behind you. You've got to do your best here and now and towards the end. It doesn't matter until Bowser falls who's in the lead. You know, we could talk all we want about who's in the lead, who's winning, blah, blah, blah. You know, right now, craigSMB3 doing a really good job on this linear World 1. But really, at the end of the day, you have to play your best. You can't play with those nerves. You have to be aware of what's going on. You have to be aware you have that tail. And hopefully Ricky can get through that, can get the nerves out of his head, out of his mind, and just play a really good race here.
Indeed, and right now, craigSMB3 just actually is taking some death in this hand 3 level. That would be like an opportunity to DaveLindo to actually try to catch up, but I can't blame Craig on this level because definitely the cheap chips can be quite annoying.
Absolutely, and the pew speed strat is just so hard. Those cheap like to come up, they like to come in at weird angles, and you're already so nervous in this run. There's already so much going on, and you just hope the best for him. And it looks like craigSMB3 finally able to get through that. Decides to use a cloud where 1-6 normally would be. So we're gonna have to come back and see if somebody else plays that because I'd like to see what's there.
Yeah, definitely. magooisadorable also clouded that level, so we're like kind of waiting up for someone actually to play this. And both Craig and Magoo are pretty much in this World 7 airship, while DaveLindo is actually taking some death in ADF, and RickyofKokiri actually is catching up and is going to enter to this World 1. So he's kinda a world behind, but the luckiest part is that it's World 1 layout, so it's going to be kinda short world for him. So maybe the Grey Equalizer is going to do like, his big duty.
Indeed, and as we do go into World 8, we like to play one of my personal favorite mini games within this commentation, and that is Bridges to Bowser. This is the chance where we get to guess how many bridges it's going to take for our runners to get to Bowser. And I got to start things off with I got to say a 4. I'm going to go with 4. I don't believe I've ever seen it, but why not start now?
Alright, so I'm going to say it's going to be 0, so that's going to be, like a edge of the other, 0 bridges or 4 bridges. And now we can see it's a nice layout, and the first 4 that you entered in World 8 is 7F2.
Well, depending on what side of the controller you are on, you'd love to see it. Personally, I'm on this side, and I love to see it.
Also, I must say that when you actually get to play the level like a lot of times, maybe trying to do some pain percent, or like the way that we vanilla runners actually call our practice sessions, it's kind of really satisfying level to do some P-speed strats. But yeah, to get used to them, it's kind of tedious, to be honest.
Absolutely, and that is one of the things about speedrunning that is so incredible, is how many times the runners play through these levels and get used to the P-speed and get used to just the overall flow of the game and how enemies operate and how the game itself operates. And just seeing the practice is grueling, but what an exceptional performance when the runners are able to go in and do just incredible things.
Right now we can see that Magoo finished off 7F2, and he entered to the handbridge section of the World 8, and craigSMB3 is having some troubles with 7F2, and DaveLindo having some troubles as well with 8F, so this is going to be quite interesting.
Absolutely, and RickyofKokiri doing his absolute best to get caught up here. Just doing his absolute best here. I mean, what more can you say? Like, the guy is really trying hard to get this caught up and everything. But at this point, magooisadorable is just ahead. So it's really going to come down to routing, I think. And if it takes Magoo a long time to get through, then obviously that's time that RickyofKokiri could come through, especially if he gets the route correct the first time.
Yeah, definitely. And we got to see that even in the hand bridge and in this dark room, we haven't seen any logs. Maybe your wish is going to come true, and we get to actually see, some maybe 3 up to 4 logs in the road to Bowser Castle. So let's find out.
Absolutely. And craigSMB3 now working on a 5-3 beta level. It's going to have water underneath here in just a moment. Had a bit of a problem with 7F2. Decided to go ahead and completely leave it behind. There just wasn't anything there for him. So he decided to go ahead and go back, and we'll see if it's actually required. And interestingly enough, this is a hand level stage, so I'm a little surprised it took him that long to go ahead and take the early exit, but he has, and now has been able to pass it without getting grabbed the second time.
All right, and we get to see that in Craig's side that there was actually a lock in the dark room. So, oh, and RickyofKokiri actually encountered 5-9. That if I'm not mistaken, that was a level that was in 1/6 tile. So, oh my god, like going in blindly, like all the runners decided to cloud this level, and apparently it was a great choice. Now, I'm actually wondering why RickyofKokiri didn't actually cloud this level, considering all the clouds that he has on his inventory. So, let's see what is going to happen for him.
Absolutely, and what a terrible place for Ricky to not have a cloud. Okay, it looks like Ricky has 3 clouds. Now the question becomes, why? Why aren't you?
Yeah! Yeah, that's the same question I have as well, because seriously, you have 3 clouds, man, and going through this annoying auto scroller is not something that you're supposed to do.
No, and this goes back to exactly what I was saying before. It's nerves. It has to be nerves. He's on World 7. That's in the top left corner of the top left corner of the HUD, the heads-up display that they have at the very bottom. It's a little hard to see, but it's right above the wives and right to the left, that's confusing. And the left side of the P-Speed, we had a question in chat about that. But anyways, so our runners, they're going through a lot right now. There's definitely a lot going through their heads. But RickyofKokiri has the items. He has the opportunity. He had the tail in 7F1. He's had a lot of really good opportunities, and you have to fix that with a lot of work. And that's just knowing the game, knowing your items, knowing what you have. And you don't always have to go through every level super fast. In fact, the fastest way to go through a level is to not play it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to auto scrollers where you can actually, do some P-Speed strats or anything. So, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's like, just starting, to learn the game, to learn about like what do you have to do and everything. So see actually what's going to happen. And right now DaveLindo is in 7F2, but wow, he just took a death right now. And right now magooisadorable has actually found like the way that he needs to go to find a Bowser Castle by playing 2-4. Right now he took a death, and he just clouded the level, and maybe we're going to see Bowser Castle soon.
Looks like magooisadorable does have the first look. It appears to be one bridge, and we'll come back to that in a moment. And on the side of DaveLindo, I do believe he just took a game over, which is why he was playing some of those levels again. So a terrifying place for him to be, and that's going to be a very interesting thing to see what happens next for him.
The thing right now is that Craig and Dave are pretty much in the same level as well, like the airship. But we got to see that even if you played it, because Magoo actually played it a while ago, is not the answer to actually reach out to Bowser Castle. So pretty much you had to play like all 4. Well, you have to only play 1/4, and that one is the one that Magoo just made, and he's on his way to defeat Bowser.
So interestingly enough, one bridge and the fort that was required was in the same area.
Yeah, you get to see that really. That must be kind of, heartbreaking when it comes to, playing a lot of forts, and none of them are pretty much the answer that you were needing. So.
Absolutely, and especially 7F2 not being required either. Greg spent a lot of time on that. Thankfully, he still has a very good chance here, as DaveLindo is still working on the Air Force. But hopefully Craig is able to finish this up quickly, because there's not a lot of time left for any of our runners, especially RickyofKokiri, as magooisadorable is getting ready to take on Bowser.
I'm surprised that Magoo is not going for that clip that you normally do on the wall. So he's pretty much going to, check his fate on that statue room, and let's see if the final, Bowser statue doesn't shoot at him and take off his hammer suit, and it's not. So definitely we're going to see a hi Bowser, bye Bowser.
Indeed, and a breath of relief, I'm sure, on the side of Magoo is adorable, as he'll be finishing this up soon. Hopefully.
Well, he didn't calculate it enough, how to actually, you know, how to defeat Bowser, so he lost his hammer, so no, we're not going to see like a hammer kill right now. But craigSMB3 just finished up 2-4, so he's on his way to play this last fourth, and definitely he's going to be pretty much finishing up first, I guess, on his match. So let's see what happens. But also, well, yeah, Magoo just actually finish up his race against RickyofKokiri. So GG's to Magoo is adorable.
Absolutely, and what a race. Just a fantastic job on the side of Magoo. And we have craigSMB currently on the correct fort, which means his fight with Bowser will be coming up very quickly. Definitely get your GGs in chat for all of the runners. Magoo is adorable, just finished up. craigSMB3 going to be right behind him. And hopefully the other runners can get this figured out quickly as well.
Indeed. craigSMB3 is going for the flower kill maybe, because he didn't equip his hammer suit. Unless he actually used the hammer suit in some place and we actually missed it. I'm not sure about that. Oh, thank you. So apparently he used the hammer suit on A2, so he was a hammer suit short right now. But Craig is doing an amazing job going to the top route. I mean to the top part. Now he's going to try to dodge all those randomized fireballs that are coming from Bowser. Ooh, when he takes a hit. But luckily, he's going to, just he's right now at Bowser Castle. He's going to claim the win on his race apparently.
Yeah, hopefully no further snafus on the side of Craig, but it looks like he does have this in the bag, as 2-4 will be wrapping up shortly for DaveLindo. But really, I think the lesson that needs to be brought here is that the runners need to know where Bowser is before they start playing a lot of extra levels. Now, craigSMB3, fortunately, he wasn't punished for that, but he did have a lot of time spent on 7F2, and that could have been time that DaveLindo could have caught up. Not played the level, figured out where Bowser was, and then go play 3F1 and then be done. Because as soon as you play that, you know it's there. And if that was the only difference between the runners, that could have been a change in leadership and a change in the winner of the game. So very interesting for sure to see what happens on the next race, because both of these runners really showed a lot of potential. We had a lot of leadership changes, and it's going to be a tight one for sure.
Yeah, maybe Craig actually just obeyed to this rule that most of the randomizer players has, that if you can actually see a fort in the first screen in Bowser, in World 8, you see a fort, you basically play a fort. So because tracking back all the way to play a fort that it was at the beginning of the map, and it was pretty much the one that it was required, it can be kind of annoying as well. So I can blame him by doing that, but luckily 7F2 wasn't the answer for him, so he could have the opportunity to actually ditch the level. And yeah, definitely he could actually got to the promise pipe of this great equalizer world. Now DaveLindo it's on his way to defeat Bowser as well with the hammer suit. He's going to try this clip that basically allows to skip the statue route. Let's see if he actually gets it soon. he gets it.
So interestingly, for these runners, Dave and Craig are both playing for a shot to take on Ryko Rider, who was sensational in the last match that we saw. Really had a crisp, clean run. Kind of makes you wonder, what happened for a runner like that to be in the Challenge Cup. And it really just shows how much skill is in the community. So Ryko Rider is going to be looking forward to taking on the winner of DaveLindo versus craigSMB3. And of course, the win there does mean that Craig goes up 1-0 on DaveLindo. So he's going to be looking for a reverse sweep here, where Craig is just looking for one more win. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have magooisadorable versus RickyofKokiri. And the winner of that one will be taking on Antlers, who also was in the same group as craigSMB3 and another incredible runner. So a lot of great talent, and we are looking very forward to seeing what happens next.
Indeed, and we get to see some GGs for DaveLindo right now, and RickyofKokiri is going to opt for the normal route as well to defeat Bowser, and he's going to play nice and safe. He wants to keep that hammer suit. I mean, why not? It's the best. It's the best power up in the game, so it's definitely going to play out like the safe way possible.
Absolutely, and what a great decision to use the bottom route, because the difference here is that these will not fall. The donuts on the top route will fall, but thankfully for RickyofKokiri, he doesn't have to worry about, unfortunately Bowser does play Rogue and he's not able to finish that off, but he wasn't having to worry about a floor falling out from underneath him, so he was able to keep that hammer suit. Unfortunately, the Bowser jump just got in his way, gave him a problem, and he does lose the hammer suit, so now he's going to have to go the old-fashioned route.
Yeah, the thing with this scenario that you don't have Bowser, like standing on one tile, and basically Bowser is in the high ground, quote unquote. You can't. You have to throw, your hammers in a really specific way. And unluckily for RickyofKokiri, he just took a death right on the Bowser Castle, so he has to get to the fight again. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again for him.
For sure, we see World 8 and Bowser's Kingdom takes so long for some of these runners, and the part of it is because it's such a hard world. We talk about all these levels, we see these guys go through so quickly, and then we see somebody that gets hooked up a little bit, and really that's not any fault of their own. It's just that hard of a level, and Bowser's Castle is no joke. It is not the easiest level around either.
Yeah, for sure. But seriously, when it comes to just thinking about how the game was designed, at the beginning of the game, you have those short and sweet levels. You have a lot of fantastic World 1, World 2 layouts, but then the difficulty is progressing. You enter to World 5, so World 8 definitely needed to be quite a challenge for the players, and Bowser Castle is pretty much that nice challenge that the runners, well, not the runners, but the players are pretty much looking forward to, trying to rescue the princess that was kidnapped. And if I'm not mistaken, RickyofKokiri did just forfeited the match.
Yeah, that is correct. We had a forfeit. So magooisadorable took the overall first, and of course first in his race, and that was a time of 50:29. craigSMB3 second overall, first in his race in the best two of three, 2v2 or 1v1, I guess. So we've got two sets of runners. That's hard to say. Two sets of runners. Both are a 1v1. We've got DaveLindo taking on craigSMB3, and then we have magooisadorable taking on RickyofKokiri. So craigSMB3 had a 52:35, DaveLindo just behind him at a 54:42, and then RickyofKokiri with it did not finish. We'll wrap up the first race. Did take a forfeit so that we can go ahead and get into the second one. And we do have the room ready. We're just going to get the seed rolled and get started here in a moment.
All right. So, in the meantime, the runners are getting ready, to put on the seed and everything. What world do you think we're going to watch first on this new seed? Yeah, you can have also your guesses on chat to try to guess what it's going to be like the first world for this new match. I'm going to say it's going to be maybe World 4. I haven't seen that one in a while.
I'm going to have to go with a World 3 start. I think Windy first would be interesting. And here's a question for you. This seed, the hammers could not break locks. What do you think about this next seed? Does it change or is it going to stay the same?
I actually love when hammers do break locks because sometimes, bad use of your hammers can actually, turn all the race interesting. So I'm hoping that you can actually break locks with the hammers. Also, we didn't see Atlantis on the last seed, so do you want to actually start, a special dance to summon the almighty Atlantis for this next seed?
We haven't seen a lot of the scary ones, and even 7-5 was very bland. It was not really all that challenging, in my opinion. So I think it's going to be a very interesting place to start. And I hope to see some Atlantis come up, some 7-1 come up again, see what these runners really can do, and hopefully push them a little bit.
Yeah, definitely 7-5. Well, we only got to see 5-9 from RickyofKokiri's side, so let's see if we can actually see some, mandatory type scary levels in here. It's going to be funny to watch Atlantis as being as the first level. I've just seen that once in a race, and that was quite, yeah. No further comments towards it.
Yeah, there are some very, very terrifying levels that could be started. We haven't seen 7-8 yet either. So I'm hoping for some 7-8 start. Let's see what these guys can really do.
Well, the seed has been rolled. Our runners are getting ready in a few. So, ooh, this is going to be such an interesting match as well.
Also, in answer to my question I asked a little bit ago, I think this time hammers are going to break locks. So I'm going to hold on to that. We'll see what happens. And we are just getting our runner started in one moment. And they are off. So race 2 is going to be starting here in just one moment for magooisadorable versus RickyofKokiri and DaveLindo versus craigSMB3. Here we go.
For 3. Nice to see as the first world, and we get to enter the pyramid. All our 4 runners are pretty much like in the same situation of trying to grab some power-ups and then trying to progress with the level, because definitely it can be quite scary if you get to miss one of the beetles like on your way through.
Absolutely. And what a terrifying place to start. There's no items. There's nothing that's going to help our runners out at the very beginning. They're all in the exact same really terrifying spot. And I guess if you want to talk about equalizers, this one's right up there, level 1.
Yeah, we get to see that DaveLindo just finished off the level. Craig is not that behind, and RickyofKokiri actually took some of a leadership right here because Magoo did had a little bit of a struggle with the second beetle that he needed to break up some of the bricks to continue with the level.
Indeed, and all 4 runners on the Air Force, a very interesting start so far, and currently RickyofKokiri leading magooisadorable, but at this point it's still just too close to call. We have a lot of race left to go.
Indeed. You know, to call out an early leadership is quite, you know, it can happen when it comes to vanilla, but Randomizer, you never know what's going to happen next, so, you know, like the divergence in routings, in, you know, some mistakes by taking up some pipes and everything like that, that can actually, you know, can cost the race, so we get to see that, that at least all of the runners are going to use that first pipe to make sure like at least you can skip some of the levels. And DaveLindo and RickyofKokiri are entering 3F2.
Looks like DaveLindo went ahead and played a Boomerang Brother, whereas craigSMB3 did go after a Toadstool House. The reward for DaveLindo wound up being a Cloud. I'm very curious to see if Craig plays that and is able to get the Cloud as well, as that could be a huge shift as well.
I'm not sure if the only one that actually enjoys this, but when I see all 4 runners in the same level, it's so amazing because who's going to, you know, maybe get unlucky and finish up the level, he's going to actually, you know, have an unfortunate death or something. It's so, you know, interesting and thrilling.
Well, hopefully we can keep this up for as long as we can, because all 4 runners in the same levels finish things off here very quickly and nicely. And looks like magooisadorable will be taking a fight to a Hammer Brother, which I believe RickyofKokiri just finished off. So a star comes up for Ricky, star comes up for Magoo, and now craigSMB3 going to be doing the exact same fight here in just one moment.
Ooh, and apparently it was just one for required because they're off to meet Wendy right now.
So 2 fortresses in this world. The first one required by route, the second one required to break the lock, and that is going to be the end of World 3 here in just one moment as our runners go through Airship 6.
Ooh, and we got to actually see that craigSMB3 just took a leave right from that bro fight, so maybe he will actually catch up like quite faster since, you know, that World 6 airship, there's the only way that you can actually you know, get through this airship like really fast is by flying on top of it, so
Absolutely. Or there is a new clip that was just discovered where you could clip right before basically the basement of the airship has to be gone through. And if you're able to clip through that, it does save a few seconds as well. Plus the heartache of not having to go through the fire. So at this point, we have just such a tight race between all 4 of our runners, and a side solid Wendy is just not going to be a factor here as they go into World 4 and are immediately greeted by a fortress.
ooh, yeah, definitely. And we got to see 5F1 like at the first fort, but let's see if it's actually required. Luckily, we get to see that there's a pipe, you know, to get to the mainland of this World 4. But let's see if that pipe actually leads out to, you know, like the fort that it's going to be required, that it's pretty much next by the bridge. So let's see if he's going to. Ooh, apparently it's the fort required. So, oh my god, this is going to be so interesting. I'm just thrilling right now.
This is crazy. World 2 at 5 minutes, and they're almost done with it. So we're just going to be here another couple. Actually, wow, we're going to be here just 2 minutes, and these guys are already going on. DaveLindo now in the World 5 airship is going to be taking a fight to Iggy very quickly.
Yeah, and Craig is not that far behind either, so pretty much he's going to catch up, and magooisadorable and RickyofKokiri, they're pretty much neck to neck, so you'll love to see it. Oh wait up, and a hammer bro, well, a boomerang bro was actually on his way, so oh my god, but he gets a peeling, so oh my god, this is so exciting.
Absolutely, and that P-Wing is going to come in very handy if he wants to go for an off-screen wand grab. He's already in a better place going into the fight with Iggy, as magooisadorable has to be very careful of a hitboxing Koopa, Earthquake, and 5 hits, but does it majestically, as he doesn't have to play Iggy again, and we are now going into our next world.
Yeah, right now DaveLindo is just finishing up this king cutscene, and he's in World 1, and he just entered 6F2, and wow, what a lucky place to have actually a tail, so he can actually skip a lot of the thumps, but oh my god, he just fell into that gap. You hate to see that.
Absolutely, and it looks like there is a lock and a hammer on the side of DaveLindo, so all of our runners will get that from the princess in just a moment, but still no idea if hammers break locks this season.
Yeah, we're going to try to figure that out in just a moment, since they're pretty much like in the middle part of this fort, and craigSMB3 is just entering. Well, no, RickyofKokiri is just entering 6F2, so does Craig. And yeah, like same situation. We have all 4 runners maybe in the same level. Just we get to see DaveLindo just finishing up that first. Then magooisadorable, craigSMB3 with the star that he tried to skip part of the level, and he's pretty much catching up. So it's going to be nice. And oh my god, you got to see that it's 7-6 the next level. So Craig must stick to his mushroom right now, because DaveLindo is forced to play like throughout the level since he's a small Mario. So oh my god, this is huge.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. DaveLindo having to take damage there. Took a little while to do it. Okay, interestingly enough, he will use a cloud and make a really good decision to go ahead and play the mushroom house, which will actually keep his spot. So that is a great place to go ahead and skip it. If you don't have the items, go ahead and do it. Get out of there. And now we'll see if craigSMB3 is able to get this clip quickly.
We can see that Magoo actually just get the clip. Well, Craig just got the clip, so well, they both got the clip. So I'm not sure like what if he was at the same time or something, but we got to see that he didn't took that much of try. So hopefully he's catching up. Craig is actually catching up, and RickyofKokiri is just having a really hard time with that clip.
So it looks like the Hammer Brother in World 1 has a hammer as well. So that's going to be 2 hammers on the side of all of our runners, and still no information as far as what happens when you hit a lock with a hammer. So we are going to have to wait and see that. But with 3, 4, and 1 being done, we still have a lot of world left to go. We got 5, we got 6, we got 7, some of the really long ones. And if World 7 happens to be a very quick seed with a hammer, this game is over.
Yeah, definitely. This is really thrilling for sure.
And I'm not 100% sure here, but I'm relatively certain that these runners are in it to win it at this point. I mean, they all know what's on the line here. Dave's in a must-win scenario. Ricky's in a must-win scenario. Both players playing extremely well. Ricky just had a little bit of a problem on 7-6, but he is doing extraordinary. He is not making mistakes. He is not making routing issues. He is playing very well, and I hope to see this level play continue.
Yeah, definitely. We want to keep this race pretty much neck to neck in between all 4, because oh my god, this is amazing to watch. Also, we get to see, oh no, Craig oh my god, he just fell into that gap in between the levels, and oh my god. but he has 2 clouds. So okay, but no, he's going to keep them, and he's definitely going to use a P-wing right now. And we get to see 7-4 on the side of Magoo's Adorable.
Yeah, I don't hate this decision from craigSMB3. It's actually something you see from the veteran runners as well. They'll have a problem with a level, immediately bring a powerful item, maybe even too powerful for the level. But honestly, if it beats you once, it could do it again. And the first time you lose in a level is very hard. And if you can come back and immediately beat it, you keep up your momentum, you keep up your mojo, you keep going with everything that you have. And you're saying, hey, I'm not done yet. You know, now craigSMB3 at the beginning of 7-4, DaveLindo trying to finish it off. Still a very close match. That is even down to routing changes. Could be the only difference between these two.
Yeah, definitely. We got to see also an unfortunate death in the part of RickyofKokiri, so he's going to use a Pyung as well. And now Magoo just showed us that the next level is going to be 6-6, a really annoying level in Randomizer.
Absolutely, and specifically for this reason right here, and that's what are the sea creatures going to be. And it looks like a lot of bloopers to start. This is going to give our runners some trouble, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, and DaveLindo actually wanted to grab the flower, and when he gets it, he just instantly takes some damage, and now he's pretty much in a really awkward position of trying to swim around all the sea creatures. Oh my god, he got walled in.
Some very good decision making there by DaveLindo, though. He played patiently. You want to go through for that mushroom so bad, but thankfully he didn't go after it. RickyofKokiri taking a tail into 7-4. We'll find out that that's not going to help him here. This is one of those levels you cannot fly over. You actually have to go through the level specifically like it's required.
Yeah, maybe he wished actually to, you know, continue with the, well, trying to get over that level and not trying to enter it, but apparently he couldn't. And let's see. Oh my god, did you actually see that? Apparently hammers can break locks.
I did see it. I don't like it. I think that is a terrible call. He's got 5'9", going to be the gatekeeper to World 2's castle. RickyofKokiri, if he has those same 2 hammers, which I believe he does, one was a Princess Letter, the other was, I believe, a required Hammer Brother in World 1. Oh man, I don't know about that decision. I know you're on World 4. I know you've got 2, and then you get into the castle, but that's 2 hammers that only bypass 2 locks. Or 2 levels, I mean. I'm not sure I like that one.
I mean, to be honest, it was, I know that without even watching World 6 layout, sometimes, you know, the pipe that it's behind the rock, it's pretty much like the pipe that you want to bypass, you know, like a lot of levels. So let's see if that actually gives us, you know, like a table turn in behalf of RickyofKokiri. But we actually get to see right now that Craig and DaveLindo are pretty much finishing up. Well, I thought that DaveLindo actually finished up the 4th. Oh no, he's going to cloud it. Oh my god. And Craig just entered 5'9". Yeah, definitely. He is going to take the death and he's going to cloud that. But DaveLindo just lost his cloud, so he's definitely going to be behind right now. Oh, and anchors are clouds.
Anchor is a cloud.
Oh no! Oh my god, this is so really... Oh my god, he needs to use that music box that he has, or not. He's going to... Yeah, just kill that thing. Definitely.
You love to see it. That star is just not deserved at that point. What a terrifying place to be. Thankfully, Craig does have those 2 clouds. It looks like he's going to go for another item here. He's definitely feeling the hurt from not having that inventory. You can't blame him here. But meanwhile, DaveLindo is finishing up 5'9". So we've got ourselves a race here because Craig is about to go through the level not have to play 5-9, and he's going to be picking a fight with Morton here in just one moment. We got ourselves a game.
Wait up, he didn't enter to the 5-9, so he just clouded it, but I'm sure that he must be feeling like quite terribly of losing that cloud. Now, they both are pretty much neck to neck, while magooisadorable is playing one of the Piranha levels in layout, so let's see which one is the pipe to actually to get to the promised land.
Yeah, I can't sleep on RickyofKokiri yet either, though. He's still pushing through World 4. He's just not far behind. He's got World 1 Fortress. He's not made the same play to break both the locks at the bottom. So that means he doesn't know it'll happen. And maybe that's why. Maybe magooisadorable just wanted the information and thought, hey, you know, I've already got the other one, might as well do it. But RickyofKokiri not even asking yet. So if World 7 is very easy for him to get through, and then World 6 is very easy with those hammers, that's going to be a huge swing in the favor of RickyofKokiri.
Yeah, definitely. And we got to see in this World 7 layout that there are 3 forts and 3 locks, but none of them are going to be required to actually build the bridge or something. So magooisadorable is just trying to find out like which one is the pipe that leads, you know, to the to that section of this World 7 layout to, you know, to finish off. But at the same time, maybe one of the pipes that are quite behind some of the locks are, you know, required to get through it.
This might be a little bit of an interesting play here, but I almost think it'd be a good idea to go ahead and break the lock at the very beginning of the level, because if any of these are going to be required, because the lock is in front of the fortress, which is in front of the pipe, it could very easily be a required pipe directly behind that fortress. So I don't know. I'm not saying that they need to go play it, but it may be the one that's required just to get to a pipe.
You just said it, and it was the thing that it was needed, you know, because craigSMB3 just did it, and he's right now on the promised land, so he's basically one level before the Piranha level from, well, the second Piranha level. So, oh my god, this is so thrilling, to be honest. This is so exciting because he just, you know, break the lock, he played the fort, that it was the Navy, and then, you know, he just entered to the pipe, and that was the pipe that he needed. So, oh my god, I'm excited here.
Yeah, that's a leadership change for the entirety of our race, because now magooisadorable, who's already used both his hammers, is now behind where craigSMB3 already is, and that of course is on the World 3 airship. So we have a huge leadership change, and if RickyofKokiri plays the exact same strategy there, of hey, you've got a lock, a fortress, and a pipe, it seems like there could be something here, he's going to need to gain a lot of that time that he's lost so far on Magoo, and gain it right back.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see how the routing is going to be on this case. Right now, craigSMB3 just finishing up the liquefied. What word is going to be next? It's going to be the coin flip, you know, being between, I guess it's World 5 and World 6, so I'm going with World 6.
Just to play a little controversial, I will say World 5. I'm hoping for a complicated World 6 that could be easily broken by a hammer, because I think that's what some of our runners are going to need to have a chance to keep going on.
DaveLindo is still trying to look after the promised land, so... Ooh, and it's World 6.
You are absolutely correct. Looks like we have a beta level, and then we will have a pipe. So it's going to be interesting to see if those pipes will be visible at the beginning of the screen, or if one or both of them will go towards the end. And if the pipe behind the rock does take them closer to Lemmy, that could be a huge swing for the favor of Ricky as well.
Oh my god, and what you just mentioned, Ricky just did. He's just break the lock, and he's playing the Navy, that it was a non-required for. He's basically on the way, and he's catching up actually to to magooisadorable. So, oh my god, this is going to be so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I think it's a very, very great decision there. And he obviously was thinking the correct thing because he's right there. We've got the fight with Ludwig right now going up for Magoo. And if he takes any damage here, he's going to have to start it over. And that does take time. So any of that is going to be RickyofKokiri's chance to come back. And just like that, we said it, it happened. Magooisadorable has to play the airship over again. This race is Ricky's now.
Oh my god, yeah, that commentator curtain point on your end. So pretty much RickyofKokiri, he's just in the 5.3 beta. And then I'm not sure if he has a music box to actually, you know, skip the Piranha level, because if he has, it could be huge, because it's a lot of the time that he's going to be saving as well. And now craigSMB3 getting some problems and taking damage in this 8F.
Magooisadorable not able to get that off-screen wand grab, so he will have to go a little bit longer on this cutscene, and that's just more time for Ricky to join and get caught up. And with World 6 coming up next and 2 hammers in his inventory, he has no reason not to play a little bit more aggressively here. Maybe use one, try one, or even save one for World 8 and see if it's going to be useful in Bowser's Castle. The biggest thing, though, is he has to use those hammers. Otherwise, he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah, definitely. We get to see DaveLindo that he actually played all 2 forts. Like, he was looking for the second fort to actually break up the lock that it was in the beginning of this World 7 layout, so he didn't find it, so oh my god, he's pretty much in a really awkward position right now of trying to get out of this World 7.
Yeah, a very terrible World 7 for DaveLindo. Just a couple of those we've seen so far, and difficult places for sure. World 7 is one that just gets a lot of players confused and backed up and turned around and all this other stuff. And we had somebody asking earlier if you could use a pen and paper for the in-card game. My recommendation would be to use a pen and paper for everything in SMB3. I've even considered going as far as to doing a map and having like little initials to know where things go.
Yeah, definitely, because something called like a pipe amnesia can happen in World 7 or World 8 as well. So yeah, like you want to keep track of a lot of things on this game, or at least on this version of the game, you know, with the randomizer thing. And now we get to see RickyofKokiri in 7.3 beta, catching up pretty much to Magooie, but yeah, that jump, yeah, I knew that was a really bad jump, like considering that it was going to, you know, give him a death. And right now craigSMB3 just taking a cloud from one of the bro fights. That's interesting, to be honest.
Okay, so it looks like we do have a dead end on the first pipes. craigSMB3, though, figuring out where the second pipe is, decides to use a hammer on a rock, which actually benefits him quite greatly because now that opens up a pipe, and that does open up Lemmy. So now the fight is on the World 1 airship. That's going to be very favorable for Lemmy, and then he won't be going under any sections that are raised up from the bottom of it. And this should be a very easy fight on the side of craigSMB3. He's moving on to World 5 in just a moment.
Definitely, but we can see that Lemmy is it's been quite tough. I'm not sure if it was a 4-hitter or a 5-hitter, because it was a lot of attempts of him trying to stomp on him.
And just like that, we now have DaveLindo currently down a world as craigSMB3 is destroying Lemmy, destroying the seed so far. 25 minutes in, going into World 7. This is a much quicker seed than that last one, where our first racer was at 50 minutes. This one, we're looking a lot closer to probably a 35 if the runners keep this up. And everyone's favorite that did just come up on the side of craigSMB3 A wild Tanuki appears. Command?
Indeed, and you see that special message that would actually try, maybe it brings up a good luck from for Craig right now, because he's pretty much going so fast in that 3-8 level right now. He's doing amazingly. Right now, Magoo is adorable in a really well, he was in a really tough position of dying on that pro fight, but he's pretty much going on. So nice.
And 7-8 does come up for our runners. We talked about it earlier, and now it is here. craigSMB3, though, is going to be using that Tanuki and just fly over really the hardest part of this level, in my opinion. And now he's going to be able to go for a bonus item. Whether or not he gets it doesn't matter. He's got a shortcut here and is just doing a fantastic job here. I think that win last game really set him off to a great pace. The nerves are set aside. The jitters are set aside. He's running a very fantastic race so far. He has got to keep this up, though, or, World 8 can get the best of you still.
Yeah, definitely. We get to see in this World 5 layout that the bridge is going to be, required to be built with this sword. So, we get to see that it's 6 of 1. But let's see if actually he's going to do like let's see if Craig is going to opt for getting to enter the other pipe that we actually got to see on the other side of the island, and let's see if that is the a shortcut to actually finish up this World 5 layout, or maybe playing the Twisty Castle or the tower is going to be actually required to actually skip a lot of the incoming levels that is going to be in the sky part.
Indeed. 5-8 does have problems for RickyofKokiri, so he opted to go ahead and play where 6-5 normally would be, and that is going to be 1-1 with a pretty mild vanilla enemy set. So not a terrible decision for RickyofKokiri to go ahead and give the other one a try, and with that, he is going to be moving on with the decision to make. Does he break the rock with a hammer? And I think the answer is a resounding yes. He desperately needs to have a good play here to get himself going. There's only one level in between, and you've got the items. You might as well use them.
Yeah, definitely. Right now we see that he has a really nice wait, what? He had the hammer, he had clouds, and oh my god, he just entered to 7-2 right now.
So I see 7-2, and I'm not scared. He knows what he has in his inventory. I don't know if he knows whether or not the locks will break with a hammer. What he should know, though, is World 5 is coming up next. And with this World 5, there's a lot of really scary things that could happen, especially considering that it's a long start to this world. So he should use all of his items going into World 8. And with that, that should be the swing we're expecting out of him.
Yeah, maybe that's the case, but I'm actually, kind of wondering why he didn't opt to use a hammer or a cloud, or at least, you didn't need to break any locks on this World 6 layout, because apparently what you needed, it was a bridge that it was so you can actually enter to that pipe that right now it's entering DaveLindo and he just entered right now. He just needed that, so he didn't need to play that extra level. So yeah, I have my thoughts right here. Right now, we get to see Ricky and DaveLindo getting into that Lemmy fight.
RickyofKokiri just having to be a little careful, but hitbox by Lenny.
You just jinx it, Growl. Don't lie to me.
I do that a lot, and you all call it a commentator's curse. I call it a commentator's blessing, because I'm doing this for the viewers. I mean, this makes it a lot more interesting and exciting, in my opinion.
Well, I'll take that, but at the same time, it's not something that our runners really wanted. So yeah, definitely.
How many commentators influences that now? 8. I will have to watch the VOD and let you know. I don't know if that's just for this race or overall, but I will have to get you a little bit closer of an estimate at some point.
Ooh, and we got to see actually Craig doing some clouding, and I think he used the hammer. No. He just used the cloud to actually get to that to the last airship of the game, and now he's going to face Roy right now.
So that will be the end of the first 7 worlds. Currently, craigSMB3 just blowing through the seed so far, still doing a remarkable job. But that also takes us to the one of the last mini games that we'll play in the seed, and that is Bridges to Bowser, where we get our guesses in for how many bridges it takes for our runners to cross over and take on Bowser. Last time I said 4, I was very much wrong. So this time I'm going to go with a more conservative 2.
I'm going to say it's going to be 1 required right now. Because the last seed that we got to actually see, it was only 1 bridge, so let's see if it keeps that way.
This race still very close as both of our bottom runners, RickyofKokiri plus magooisadorable, are on World 7. RickyofKokiri doing his best to get caught up here. Still has a chance, but is running out of room. Desperately needs to be more aggressive with those items that he has. Needs to be more in tune with the items that he does have and just get going. 7F2 does come up on the side of magooisadorable though, and is required because of the route. And because he used a cloud, he would have to play an extra level if he does not get through this. So a little bit daunting for magooisadorable here, but he will be playing safely for sure.
Actually, I'm really glad that Craig actually clouded these 4 because he had a lot of a hard time in the previous seeds. I'm not sure if he actually entered, took a death, and then clouded because we were pretty much kind of to keep track of everything in here. But if he did, cheers to him because this is pretty much a really tough board for him. And right now he's in 4F1. He's going to the basement and take out an item.
And what a great play from craigSMB3. A little bit of different in strategy than we saw in his last race, but for the better, for sure. I mean, he is playing such a fantastic race. He's playing smart. He's playing well. He had those items. And you're right. I don't know if he had the 7F2 look at all. Who cares? I mean, the fact that he's already on to World 8, he's the first one there by minutes, which means that's going to be extra levels he's played, more recon that he's going to gain. At this point, craigSMB looking like the contender to go 2-0 against DaveLindo, who is also a fierce opponent. It's just remarkable to see the difference in play. I mean, he won 1. Now he's on fire. He is ready to go.
Definitely. We got to see that he did some recognition or some exploration with all the pipes that were you got to see in that World 8 layout. But I think that there were a lot of locks on his way, so he couldn't progress, to actually reach out the Bowser Castle path. So he opted to play these forts. There were 4F1 and 2F. Well, he's pretty much trying to finish up 2F right now, while RickyofKokiri is on his way to 1. Maybe he's going to, well, he's trying to catch up a little bit with the with some levels that he needs to play. But I'm kind of curious if he's going to do like the same thing as Craig or the same thing as Magoo, that maybe he's going to cloud 7F2 or the level. But we get to see right now that Craig just found the way to Bowser, and it was just 1 bridge.
Absolutely, and I am interested to see if he uses a cloud here, which thankfully he does, because the tower is not required, unless, of course, you realize that it would get you closer to the castle. That's not going to be a factor here. 3 levels do separate, well, I guess 4 with the void ship, separate Ricky from World 8. So not a place to use the hammer, and I'm just a little bit disappointed by that. I think he's waited too long. we'll see if he's able to use this in World 8, but he's very quickly running out of time here.
Yeah, definitely. He just took a death right now to the coin ship. And now magooisadorable is just going, you know, on his way. Maybe to the... Well, oh my god, Craig just... Well, yeah, it's too much to keep track on because, you know, like, magooisadorable is just in the 4th F1, and, well, Craig just lost his hammer, so that was quite a highlight. And, oh my god, Magoo just took a death to that hot food. So, yeah, he knows that he needs to play the fort, like, mandatory, but, let's see what's going to happen next. And now DaveLindo is... I think that he's on the exploration mission right now, trying to look out where's Bowser. Well, craigSMB3 is pretty much finishing up the seed, so give out your GGs to craigSMB3.
GG's for sure. What an impeccable run, and that will give him the 2-0 win over DaveLindo. So his next opponent will be RickyofKokiri. And I gotta say, after what I saw today, I think it is anyone's chance in that race, as both runners are extraordinarily gifted, incredibly fast, and I look forward to seeing that one. That is going to be an outstanding race. You're not going to want to miss it. I know it's Challenge Cup. You know, maybe there's some stereotypes, some stigmas about that, but I think we proved today that that is definitely not the case. Craig running just a scintillating run with a 36:30 on the second race, and what a performance.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an awesome performance for all four runners, to be honest. And, you know, with Randomizer, the way that you actually, you know, get to plan your, you know, your routing, the way that you're going to get through the worlds, the way that they just did it, it was so awesome to watch, so exciting. Really a really nice matchup today.
Absolutely, and you love to see the camaraderie. You love to see the race, the respect. I was talking with a runner earlier, I believe yesterday actually, and they spoke very highly of their opponent. And you have to love that about the group, the community, just a lot of really good people with a lot of really good love for this game. You know, it wasn't just enough to have SMB3. We decided to randomize it. So the Koopalings are randomized. We have levels that are randomized. We have enemies that are randomized. And it's just a really remarkable thing to see, and to see all the runners that really put a lot of time and effort and energy into this game, and they show the respect to the other runners. They show the respect to the game. It's a remarkable thing to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. I truly enjoy being part of this community from both, you know, Vanilla and Randomizer, because, yeah, definitely, there's a lot of respect, like, in between runners, like, no matter, like, the competition and everything, there's people, no matter their PVs, they're actually getting to be, you know, quite of, I mean, you feel, you know, the support, like, no matter your PV on the vanilla version or how skilled you are in the randomizer. So yeah, definitely it's a really, really beautiful community for sure.
Indeed, and we've got a near sync up between two of our runners with magooisadorable and DaveLindo, both looking to punch their ticket into the fight with Bowser. And magooisadorable with a couple of fireballs overhead. You like to see it, especially if you haven't jumped quite yet, and that will hopefully be a high Bowser by Bowser. This bottom route is a little bit tricky to try to get the hammers on. Okay, looks like he's getting hitboxed here for the moment, and there he goes.
Let's go. So yeah, take out your GGs for magooisadorable, that he's also taking a 2-0 win over his opponent RickyofKokiri. So yeah, definitely looking forward for him for his next match. And yeah, it was an amazing performance of both not both of the runners, but all runners. So it's been incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. What a fantastic display of skill. of just an absolute incredible run between all four of our runners. RickyofKokiri, did such a great job. And really, I hope he learns a little bit from this of the item management and things like that, because it is a lot different than some of the other things that we're used to. So hopefully we see RickyofKokiri come back as a stronger player. We've seen it before. Shows a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see what happens out of him. Same for DaveLindo. I mean, for him to be in this situation, I was expecting him to be in the brackets, if I'm being completely honest. Just does such a great job. And hopefully we can work through some of those nerves, through some of those other things. And I can't wait to see him race again. I really can't.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know if this was, like the first tournament for RickyofKokiri, but definitely, like you mentioned, he has a lot of potential, like right there. So, I'm pretty much like looking forward as well for him to actually, keep on learning about the randomizer, keep on learning about the game, and yeah, like definitely I hope that this was a really nice experience for him and for all the rest of the runners. If if there were like their first tournament experience as well, I hope that they continue, that they continue participating on this, because it's pretty much it's a really fun thing to watch, a really thing to an experience, a racing experience, really amazing to be part of. So yeah, looking forward for all of them to, for the people that didn't actually made it to the next stage or something, that they just can continue on like participating on this tournament.
Absolutely. And joining us in the commentary booth, we welcome craigSMB3 and RickyofKokiri. Congratulations and GG.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely GG to both of you. I know that at least speaking directly to RickyofKokiri, I know that the game can be, kind of harsh and punishing. But
right.
But yeah, like I hope that you don't get like demotivated of playing for future tournaments, because definitely
No.
you have an amazing potential towards this game, or this randomized version.
Thank you. Yeah, I participated in the tournament last year and I had a blast. So that's why I came back this year, though I'm not very good at the game. I need to practice it more. But yeah, I do enjoy it a lot, and I just need to play it more.
Oh yeah, like I can take that. I mean, I can relate to that as well. And craigSMB3, congratulations on your win to DaveLindo today. Definitely you put on a really nice a nice race towards him, and actually you should definitely watch the VOD, like because you would get like really impressed of what happened in race 1. So yeah, I'm not sure if you want me to spoil it at it, but definitely you put it up a great show on this match.
The first game was pretty long.
Yeah.
World 8 was just running around in circles, not knowing what to do, and I thought, you see it, you play it. The first 4 was 7F2, and I know that some people in chat that was watching the race, no, I don't like 7F2, but I thought I'd try. And I died 5 times, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to go to a different route, and luckily it wasn't required in the end. But second race was a lot smoother, a lot of jets worlds there. It was literally just one fort, take a couple of pipes, and you were there straight to the castle. So fortunately, the second one was a lot quicker.
Yeah, speaking of that World 7 layout, that both of you actually used the hammer to break the first lock, and just get through the world. That was pretty much like the smartest idea, because none of the other runners actually made that, so they were pretty much like trying to find out like which fort can actually lead to the pipe that it was on the promised land. So yeah, that was pretty much like quite a twist.
It wasn't a guarantee though at the beginning.
It wasn't, no.
So I thought I've got 2 hammers, so.
Yeah, it was also like the only chance we had to use a hammer after not using it in World 2, so.
Yeah, something that I can actually tell about that is that Magoo is adorable. Actually, used his hammers on World 2, so pretty much
Right.
he was pretty much in the obligation to actually play like the fourth to actually reach out the promised land in World 7. But in your case, you actually had like that little advantage over there. So props to you. Unluckily, but you just mentioned that you need to learn more of the game, learn more
Yes.
about the randomizer. But the only thing that I'm kind of curious to ask you is why you didn't cloud 5-9, the auto scroller in the race 1.
Because okay, two parts to that. A, I tend to forget I have clouds, and B, I have a really bad habit of using a cloud and then dying in the next level and basically wasting the cloud. So I kind of just go for it regardless.
Yeah, there's a tip for that. If you have a pipe entry and you use a cloud, go into the pipe and come back out again. It means that if you die,
Yeah,
you
that's
just go
true.
back into the pipe again.
That's true. Hey, Magoo,
I mean-
GG's.
GG. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
GG to Magoo's Adorable, actually, the winner of his match. Also, like a little tip to RickyofKokiri, like
Mhm.
if you were kind of scared of, like maybe dying or to the Hammer Bro fight, you could actually enter as well to the Mushroom House, and that is actually a checkpoint as well.
Oh, that's
you
true.
don't have
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
So you don't have to have troubles of thinking about dying, like after you cleared a level. But you're
Totally,
learning,
totally.
you're still learning, so.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah.
forward to actually watch more of your matches. And yeah,
Thank
Magoo's
you.
adorable. GG to you on of being the winner of this race. And absolutely, I gotta ask you, like, why you use the hammers on World 2?
I mean, I saw it there, and I was like, okay, you have two hammers here. Let's just go for it. And didn't exactly get rewarded, but I mean, it happened. So
Yeah, the temptation was there. I can assume that you were just tempted of doing that, but like it would have been like more rewarding of saving them for later. Like for the World 7 layout. That,
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion,
mean,
you had a really tough time with that.
it didn't work out, but I mean, the hammers were there, and I had them, so I figured, okay, we'll find out if the mysterious hammer works or not, which
Right.
is the conceit here, and just did it. So, and once I'd fired the first one, I figured I'm committed there,
Yeah, I
Well,
think
yeah,
if you
totally,
watch back,
totally.
I think if you watch back that second one, you'll regret using those hammers because that first lock in World 7 went straight to the fort, and then
Yeah.
it was one pipe and then one level to go straight to the castle rather than
Yeah,
having to take.
I mean, yeah, I saw it in real time. I was like, okay, if that is actually the solution here, we're in big trouble. But yeah,
Yeah, like when you get like a lot of hammers in the early game, sometimes like using them like right away can actually give you a lot of trouble like in the latter half of the game. But like you never know. It's randomizer. It's always a new experience, like every seed. So definitely a lot of lessons were learned today. So.
indeed.
So yeah, I'm really glad that I got to watch and to commentate this race because definitely it was exciting, at the beginning of this second race because pretty much all of you, all four of you were pretty much like in the same level at the beginning. So it was like I was really expecting like who was going to be like the one of doing like a mistake and giving out the lead to the other one. So it was really exciting for sure. Like, thanks so much for putting up a great show, boy.
Yeah, thanks
Awesome.
for Growl Wolf and thanks Sharkid for the commentary and again thanks for SpeedGaming too for the restream.
Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, definitely looking forward for craigSMB3 and Magoo is adorable for playing like your next match. I think that craigSMB3 is going to play against wait up a sec. I'm kind of I'm kind of slow on the brackets right now, but you get the idea that you're advancing to the to the next round. But definitely looking forward for both of you to watch your next matches.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for commentary and SpeedGaming for hosting us, and everybody in the community. Y'all are what makes this happen. So yeah.
And Macobra. And Proa.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, Macobra and Proa and everybody in this community is so nice and awesome, and I love being a part of it.
Glad to hear that. That's definitely, and obviously, like not only when we get like a lot of newcomers to the community, we always like we're expecting all of you like with open arms, like with a really huge disposition to teach people about the game, teach people about what involves to have like this randomizer and everything. So yeah, definitely everyone is welcome. So not sure if Growls has something to ask to both to all of you or something, because I've been pretty much like the one that is being talking.
No, nothing from me. I just really appreciate you guys putting on an exceptional show. All four of you guys did just an outstanding job, and that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. I love doing commentating for streams like this because the community has gotten better, and you guys are very prime examples of that. Just extraordinary runs. So thank you as well.
Thank you.
Any closing thoughts from comms, from runners, anything like that? Anything you want to talk about, ask about?
Does anybody know what level did I skip on 5 on that last run? I clouded over a level and got to a fortress, and it was 7F2. And I was wondering what the level before it was.
It was 2-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Also,
Could have been
I had-
Atlantis.
I clouded
It could always be
7F2.
Atlantis,
yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
you
managed-
see that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shark Kid, sorry.
No, that I can blame him, because if you see a level or a tile and you see a fort, you will likely try to just cloud the level instead of the fort, because you never know if it's an auto-scroller Atlantis, or one of the nightmare levels like 7-5, 6-6, or well, 6-6 you actually played it before, but you never know in this randomizer, so I can blame him. I mean, I can blame you at all.
Yeah, I would almost always rather play a fort than a level, just because like playing brackets a lot, like the bracket flags. I've gotten pretty good with the forts, but like there are levels that are I just do not want to play them at all. So yeah.
Did anyone else use their anchor in the second race?
I did not.
The anchor was a cloud, and when I used my cloud, I should have used my music box because I was small Mario, and then I faced a fire hammer bro and died, so I had to then re-cloud 7-9 again.
Oh goodness.
It
But I
wasn't
didn't.
7-9, it was 5-9. Yeah.
Oh, 5-9. Sorry, yeah, 5-9. Yeah, that's the one. But still, it was, at least I didn't have to play the auto scroller.
Right. Yeah. I did end up playing that one, but yeah, it was like, okay, well, it's not that bad, but.
Well, if there's nothing more to actually say, so I think this was pretty much it from our part. So thanks again to all of you for joining the tournament, for putting up a great show. Looking forward for the next matches, and for RickyofKokiri and DaveLindo, we're also like pretty much looking forward for you to watch you over on future tournaments. So definitely you're all welcome to join. I'm guessing that we have like more races maybe today or maybe tomorrow. Help me out, Grow, with that. What is going to be the schedule for the future matches?
Yeah, absolutely. So today we have at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have S Diesel taking on Night Shifter. That's going to be a very exciting race for sure. And then tomorrow we have a whole lot of action. 4 a.m. That's not p.m. That's 0400 for some of you military and 24-hour types. Jay Coker is taking on Disaster Caddy, and then at 8 p.m. we have Demon Battler versus Sharky 2107, and that's on the Challenge Cup side. On the bracket side, we have Johnny Link versus Mitch Flower Power at 2 p.m. 4 p.m. we'll see Paradox 64 taking on the Haxer, and then Macobra 52 will be taking on Glutamic Acid at 5 p.m. If you can possibly be at any of those races, you are going to want to, because those are going to be exceptional all across the board. Going to be a lot of really exciting things, and we look forward to see what happens.
Those are all really good races. If I can just put that out there, I can't imagine a better slate for tomorrow. So yeah,
absolutely. If you want to get your SMB3 randomizer fill in for the week, that is the day to do it. We're going to have stuff all day long for the most part. It's going to be exciting. It's exciting for us. I hope it's exciting for you all in the chat, because we are looking forward to putting on some really exciting races.
Indeed, looking forward for all the matches upcoming for this weekend. And well, if there's nothing more to say, I'll say my farewells for this match today. So thank you again, guys. GG to the winners, and definitely looking forward to keep on watching the next races.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Yeah. And definitely check out those matches tomorrow. I'm serious. Because that is just high level play all around. Every single one of those matches is going to be great. So you would be doing yourself a disservice by not watching.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And with that, we will say our farewells. We want to say thank you on behalf of SpeedGaming, who makes this all possible, Pro A007, Macobra for putting these tournaments together. And for you, chat, really, it is about you guys. You are the ones that keep us going, keeping us in this. We really appreciate you all chiming in, bringing in things to the chat. Definitely appreciate you playing along with our mini games. So thank you for being a part there. On behalf of DaveLindo, craigSMB3, magooisadorable, RickyofKokiri, Comms with Sharkid, and myself, Growlwolf, we say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Until then, keep randomizing, keep racing, take care.
Take care, everybody.